we decided a few years back when we were really putting the staff together collectively that we believe teaching our kids involves more than scheduling time for math and scheduling time for reading. It really involves meeting all of their needs. Our school is a Title I school. We have 95% of our kids who live in poverty, come from homes of poverty. So we believe it's important to provide wraparound services for our kids and provide them experiences that will enable them to be successful and prepared to go to college. So for us, that means a couple of different things. Number one, it means providing mental health services, medical services, counseling services to kids that need it. But it also means making the time that we have our kids, which is a short amount of time, 7 hours a day, making that time the best that it can be. And we recognize that in order to maximize the quality of time we have to provide learning environment for kids that can capitalize on that. So, for example, we believe that physical activity is important for our kids. We believe that our aiming for healthy kids is an important thing. And we recognize that if we provide physical activity for our kids, the time that we have them in class is going to be better time. So we could go the whole day and not have any physical education whatsoever, and we would have 7 straight hours of instruction. But the quality of that instruction time is going to be poor. We could take an hour out of every single day for our elementary school kids and devote that strictly to physical education. And then the 6 hours that we have left for instruction, we know is going to be maximum time. It's going to be time when kids, based on the brain research that we see today, their brains are going to be lit up, their information highways inside their brains are going to be wide open, and the things that we do in those 6 hours are really going to have a place to take anchor and stay in their brains long term. We're going to be able to do more with them in those 6 hours than we could in that 7 hours if we did no physical education. So a lot of people view it as, I can't give up my time instructing the kids because there's so much to do, there's so much accountability, state level, federal level, locally. But for us, it's really about making the time that we have with our kids more valuable, taking that 6 hours that we have left, or that 6.5 hours that we have left, and really maximizing it. And we know, it's not a belief that we have, we're not just making this up, we know based on science that if we have our kids more active, that time is going to be better time. So we try to design our activities around that fact. Teachers use movement-based activities in their classroom, they use brain breaks in the classroom. Our reading intervention program involves not just buying programs that are scripted, but also providing movement as a part of that intervention program. We recognize that our kids should have PE every day. We don't have the resources to provide it every day. We provide it as much as we possibly can, and then on the days when our kids don't have PE, then we encourage our teachers to provide extra physical activity time for their kids so that they can take advantage of what we know about brain science.
We formed a committee of teachers that were invested in it and said, okay, I want you guys to provide regular information to your colleagues who may not be as invested in this with new ideas so that you're not doing the same 4 things. So that was part 1, and they still do that. They send out ideas through email. They do things at the faculty meeting very briefly. When we have our faculty meeting, we follow the same rule.
If I'm a math teacher and I've got a big math test and that test is going to last 55 minutes, I may bring my class in here and let them get on the machines for 20 minutes before we take the test. They'll get on treadmills, they'll get on the bikes, they'll get on the ellipticals, and just get their blood circulating before the test. And we think, I'm convinced that it's causing an improvement in grades.
And you said that you have more kids on honor roll?
We have more kids on honor roll last year than we've ever had before. And then our test scores have gone up throughout the school. So.
And this seems to be consistent. We've been to 2 of the elementary schools, we've been to the middle school, and here it seems like every one of the schools have that same kind of result from doing more movement outside of physical education, outside of regular recess, right, but in the classroom.
Well, there's a message there, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.